A very, very warm good evening. This is Arunfoot Chaudhary. You are live on my YouTube channel, arunfoot. It is Friday, September the 5th, 2025. And we'll, of course, speak about the latest things that have happened, are happening, could, or maybe will happen in Indian football. And I personally am still angry with yesterday's performance by India against Afghanistan. Was not good enough. I think everything that could, would, should have been exposed was exposed. And anyone trying to defend things, at least in front of me, please don't try it. Please don't do it. Because, this was just not good enough. Good evening, Vignesh. Good evening, Zidane. And if anyone is surprised at what we saw, I've heard that as well from the one other person. I said, what did you expect? Right? And at this moment, as Uzbekistan are leading 3-0 against Kyrgyz Republic, that means it will be Uzbekistan versus Iran in the final. And India are set to face Oman on Monday in the third place playoff at the Source Central Stadium. So these are the things, and let's see. Hi, now so many match days. That's the reason not coming live stream. Wow, you're the unbelievable final. Dota was Qatar. Hope for the best. Even Kaf third place with no expectations. I mean, as I said, I've gone to the realistic part, So therefore, for me, I don't know what to expect. And I'll be honest. What to expect tomorrow? I don't expect much. Zidane says if we don't win against Qatar, we might end up not going to Saudi Arabia. And it just says Qatar lost to Syria U23 as well, so they aren't that out of reach level. I think, friendly and also draw with Sri Lanka. They just always remember the difference, the difference between a friendly and qualifiers or a proper tournament. I think this is one thing that I always think is very, very important to say. Qatar scored 13 goals against Brunei, right? So they're not in a bad nick to say that. And they're playing at home. So let's see. I'd rather go into these matches with no expectations nowadays. And if we do better, I'm very, very happy. But, and I also fall prey to the fact that, we're actually, there's something happening. But I thought the senior team yesterday came crashing back to reality. And, so therefore, some people say that foreign players should return home. Okay, so I said, okay, Vignesh said again. I do understand, but even then I'm saying it's not a Japan level Qatar side. That's what I mean. They just forget the Qatar. Why are you bringing Japan into this level? So therefore, that's the reality, so, yeah. Yes, Blue, if nothing extraordinary happens in injury time and Kyrgyz Republic suddenly score 2 goals. No, even scoring 2 goals will not be enough because they have scored more now. They would have to score 3 in injury time, which is not going to happen. So Uzbekistan 3-0 up against Kyrgyz Republic at the moment, 92nd minute. Means that we will play Oman. And Oman, just a small little reminder, I think we know a little bit of Oman now after seeing Al-Sib play against FC Goa. And they have some of the players of Al-Sib in that squad. And also they have two of their players playing abroad. Three of their players playing abroad actually. Actually, someone's playing in the Czech Republic, which came as a surprise to me. Ex-Alsi player in Abdul Rahman Al Mushaifri. So Qatar is going to be difficult. Getting head-to-head was lucky. Neither Kafa teams nor India expected them to win. Lucky us for getting another good quality friendly match. Be it Oman, Uzbek to see the improvement from Asian Cup. Manmohan, we're going to play Oman. And again, I'm happy we're not playing Uzbekistan because, again, if I just see that a player like Eldor Shumorodov is their captain and playing, I'm also not expecting still seeing team confidence and performance expect a positive result. I'm realistic to not saying we will do this, blah, blah, but expect a positive result if team does good. Again, and then you're expecting a positive result is you're expecting something, right? And therefore, when you expect something, you can be disappointed. That is my whole point. You're just proving the point that I wanted to make is if I don't expect something and we do better, it's better than if I go the other way around. Okay, thanks for the replies. Just personally, we have a small chance. Again, small, big. Let's see. India to face Oman. Yes, Rudra. Uzbek team, all of the main players are down. This kind of experimental league, it seems that India is struggling against those. Zidane. Yeah. We played against the Iran team where friends of mine were saying, wow. They were shocked at how we played, right? And I don't know. I don't see improvement from Asian Cup. I see downgrade. Yeah, Blue, massive. Honestly, massive downgrade, I would say, because we have not been able to progress. We are there, and people are there are narratives being sold, and again, some have told me today, we've reached the third place player of this, that, everything. So again, guys, if I don't see reality, if I don't want to see reality, then I'll celebrate this. But that game yesterday against Afghanistan was, I don't know. I honestly don't know what to say. So Oman going to humiliate us now? I hope not, but is possible. What's the point of getting quality match? We just defend why we even play football. Rudra, that's the whole point, right? What again? For me, yesterday was a prime example of Khalid as a coach. And I remember sitting at the Cooperage, when was this, 2010, right? The revamped, the modernized Cooperage at the time. And looking at, Mumbai FC and the way they used to play. And nothing has changed. The problem is the person, whoever is the Indian national team coach, and your job is to give the team a framework, to make them understand what they need to do, and then to work on those things. Khalid, what's he doing? Saying, hey, defend. When we get the ball, bang it forwards, run, try get the ball. That at the moment sounds to be strategy. And this, as we have seen now, is not working. So therefore, for me, this is, Hey, Ochut, when is the match? It's on Monday. It's on Monday at, if I can check once, it should be at, it's at 5:30 p.m. India time. So that should be the timing. And Uzbekistan have scored a fourth against Kyrgyz Republic, who of course are playing with 10 men. So yeah. Tajikistan made Iran struggle heavily. Kudos to them. Yeah, that's why, I take the win against Tajikistan, but what value is it down the road? I said foreign players are coming to celebrate retirement. Okay, Vignesh. Hey, Yuvraj. I'm doing fine, but I've had a few conversations with people where I thought, you know, I don't know if it's very difficult these days to speak about Indian football. Hi, Kumar. Welcome back. It's so weird that we thought Afghanistan lost the lowest point, but we are now celebrating Afghanistan draw. Blue, yeah, I see the point that you're making, and this is you exactly are reciprocating my feeling on this matter, where I say, guys, it is actually an embarrassment for us what we have delivered, and we don't realize that it's an embarrassment, and therefore that's, in my opinion, a big problem. And I don't know if Steamage was bad, then Khalid Jamil is. Anibal, I'm not going to abuse him in that way, um, but yeah, that's the sad reality. Oman going to show us more reality. It could happen. I hope not too much. Yes, true, sir. Trying best, but whenever as fan expect something, disappointment comes, but also can't deny that I hope something from these boys do well, team. Let's do this time. Yeah, but you know what worries me again when we're talking about the players, we're hyping up players. The two things which I saw in the game was a desire. Naushad Musa had an idea, a game plan behind it, you know, uh, uh, um, and still, technically, Bahrain was better than us, right? So therefore, those questions need to be answered. Indian team without Mohan Bagan, super giant player, no proper right back and left back, and midfield is finished, and no proper winger. Am I right? No, you're not. The right back was never a problem, be it Rahul Beke, be it Valpuya. Given the circumstances, left back, yeah. Again, I would have liked to have seen Roshan and not come in an added time of the second half. And with the wingers, yeah, forget the wingers. My whole attacking formation, I would take most probably Vikram out a bit. But Vikram, my problem is Vikram. He's done a good job defensively, not rather attacking wise. Changte not being utilized properly. Mahesh has been a disappointment, and let's not get into what to do. As a Jamshedpur FC fan, let me tell you, it's going to be worse. Says Hannibal. 2019 India versus Oman. Guwahati was India best in many time we play football there, and like just not try to concede. I agree. I was there, Rudra. It's just that I remember I had a long conversation about that game with Sandesh Jingan. Later on. We played good for 70 minutes. We had a good set piece setup in regard to dead ball situations, good corner. Brandon Fernandez, Sunil Chetri in goal, but we collapsed in the last 20 minutes. So that is also something which we need to talk about. People told me Manveer Singh Jr., etc., playing because Khalid Jamil wants to see players in these games. To prepare my question, this is how you're justifying the playing style then? No, Blue. I think the problem is, and I say that also about Manolo, which I always said was the big strength of especially Bob Houghton, but also of Stephen Constantine. They knew or they recognized which player is going to perform for you in an international match and which player could not, would not, will not, right? So that is a skill, right? If I see that Manolo thought Ayush Chetri is ready to play for the Indian national team, Vishal Keth. Now I see Danish Farooq, Manveer Singh Jr. Sorry, do not make the cut. With all due respect to the players, this is nothing personal, guys. But these guys are not good enough to be playing in an India shirt. And they're playing in an India shirt at the moment. Khalid Jamil doesn't have any depth knowledge. He's a boomer. Anibal, yeah, most probably. But the problem is that Khalid has one style. And for the first time in a long time, when he tried to change things against Iran, and he went even more defensive than he already was, it backfired. He tried to change and it didn't work. Right? So, yeah. Khalid ball, one-sided defense, but not bad. We were able to keep one until 9 minutes in the only need some good final third, fourth question post scoring. At least we can see good improvement. No, we're not. Don't get fooled by, oh, you know what? We were Iran was only leading 1-0. Listen, Iran played a terrible game against us and still won 3-0. This was not a best Iran, right? So this exactly an answer like this is like you're justifying defeat. A match is not 90 minutes. A match is until the referee blows the whistle. What is the final result? That is what counts. It is like people were telling me a few years back, oh, you know what? We lost 8-4 against Japan. We scored 4 goals against Japan. Yes, you did. But you know what? Japan scored 8 and could have scored 15 or 16 against you. Don't look at small little things which could be seen as a positive because they aren't a positive. If Japan played seriously for the 90 minutes, they wouldn't have conceded 4 goals, right? But again, we live in La La Land, so therefore, Now, sorry to say, Indian football YouTuber justifying their call for third place match and saying this is the third match we should question after. No, Kumar. Again, they can do that. But these same people, if we are going to get thrashed on Monday by Oman, these same YouTubers will give gali to the guy. We've seen that with Igor's team match. We've seen that with Manolo. Therefore, sorry guys, have a clear position whenever you're taking a position and stand by it. Most of the people have a position today. Tomorrow they change. The third day they have another position. Fourth day, what is going to happen? U23s play so much better than the senior team, but if these players come into the current senior team, they have to play Khalid ball. PC Gamer Tag, again, do not mix up under 23 with senior level football. Right? This is the first mistake. If you think the under 23s are better than the senior team, then you already have the first problem. You know, and I know how these players have been performing in the ISL or I-League or whatever, whenever they're playing, right? The real test is tomorrow, right? So that's the big one. If you can qualify for under 23s, brilliant. I'll take it. But no. So this message is signal if you read it. If you don't give away some German club jerseys to a Kashi fan, then Mr. Messiah will be the next AIFF president. Up to you now, sir. Yeah, then let him be the next president. Oman going to travel to Uzbekistan means Indian now should have no excuse of traveling. Very true, Rudra. Irrespective of what the saga went, I generally felt Igor, apart from his antics, was good in bringing few qualities, had 1 good year and 2 bad years, just went down with failure of strikers as usual. Manmohan, why did he have a good year at the start? My simple question, why did he have a good year at the start? Because he took over a functional team from Stephen Constantine. I'm dead sure, having seen them in January at the Asian Cup in 2019, having seen the team then in September in Guwahati against Oman, and then a few days later in Qatar, in Doha, against Qatar, that those were still the touches of Stephen in that team. And the longer it lasted, COVID hit, this and everything, it came apart. And even a 4-0 against Hong Kong 2022 to qualify for the 2023 Asian Cup, were we really better? No. Again, we had, especially that was still the prime of a certain Sunil Chhetri. Draw with Afghanistan is pretty expecting. I was expecting the same. Zidane, you know what? I'll be very, very honest, and that is very sad. But if I'm honest, that I felt at the end, Afghanistan should have won the game. And that, to me, is the most worrying fact of all of whatever we're discussing, that I am thinking in my head, you know what, Afghanistan was better than us. That factually should not be the thing, right? That Afghanistan is better. Let's give Mr. 3 games of benefit of doubt. Yuvraj, certain things will not change, right? I'm willing, if you know someone, you know someone. As a coach, as a player, whatever. That's why I said, for example, with Manolo, because Manolo has proven that he is a good club coach, right? Manolo is now Again, and that's what I said at the start, give him time. But I realized, and I said that at the time, look at my old videos. If you're calling up Vishal Keth, make him your number one, pushing Gurpreet out, sorry, you're not good enough to be India coach. Then you don't understand of what it needs to be an India international footballer. And I'm saying this with all humility, but from experience, because I've worked and traveled with the Indian football team, right? And that is a skill. India team, we've had this already. Interkashi still not get the trophy report to was not return trophy get shipped. Yeah, right. So the point is very simple. Interkashi, AIFF, yeah. I mean, they've not even passed on the message to Reliance now. AIFF has to decide who's going to play ISL, right? So is Interkashi going to play ISL? If the AIFF deciding that, and now under the new tender process, people are expecting East United FC start from Khalid Jimmy. Hannibal, you will not expect it because your problem, again, your difference, and this is also where Manolo failed. The foreigners are the key aspects. You know, the foreigners are the guys who decide. You know, and I've said this multiple times. Jamshedpur FC in the last season was about Javi Hernandez in attack and Stephen Eze at the back. Those two were the key factors. Stephen Eze missed 2 matches. Jamshedpur FC conceded 10 goals. Oh, sorry, got a red card. And then, that match he's conceded 5. Next match was out. So that's the reality. It's a little surprising and annoying at the same time. India played well against Australia and then moved up in the Asian Cup. Similarly, played well against tough teams and flop against even teams, which is, where did we play well against Australia? Again, get that out of your head. We didn't play well in the Asian Cup, right? That's the first thing. And we didn't play well against Iran. Also get that into your head. We were lucky that Iran had a very, very bad first half and then had to bring in their superstars. I mean, Taremi flew between 2 matches to Greece, do a medical, sign a contract, do his media engagements, and fly back to Tajikistan, right? Our backline is why we didn't lose single match. So it's good. Our midfield and attack is doing nothing. We did lose a match, right? We lost against Iran. And now the AIFF did not opening their mouth about new commercial deal. There is no communication from Wilson that it is happening or not. Kumar, why should we communicate? Why should they communicate with you on the website at the moment, right? 15th of September, supposedly the tendering process should be final, then it will be made public. Why now? Let them do their work. The weird thing is, if we just care about the result, then we got what we hoped, a 3rd place match. It just doesn't feel that good. Pranjal, of course, right? The point is that this should have been a testing ground to figure out something for the Singapore match, for Bangladesh and Hong Kong. These are all matches we need to win if we want to be at the AFC Asian Cup 2027, right? We need to win. Afghanistan is the perfect opponent. Forget Iran, forget Oman, forget even Tajikistan. Afghanistan is your perfect test of what you have to do against Singapore, against the Bangladesh, and against the Hong Kong. We stood deep. We defended against Afghanistan to some extent like we were defending against Iran. It's just that Afghanistan doesn't have the capabilities, to penetrate us like Iran had. So what will happen first? Interkashi to ISL, FIFA ban due to 30th. Deadline, ISL right owner announcement or jersey for a Kashi fan from Germany. If it goes by schedule, ISL right owner announcement. Because that is the 15th of October. So 30th October is the deadline. Interkashi to ISL, I have certain doubts. If you like it or not, now it's in the hands of the AIFF, right? Has the AIFF, since the CAS verdict, sent a letter to FSDL stating, like they've done in the last 2 years for then Round Glass Punjab FC and then Mohammedan Sporting Club, these are the ISL, these are the I League champions and they're now promoted? No, they haven't done that, right? So that's the worry. All the basic passing coordination between the players will go to drain in the next few months. We will play like Bangladesh. Bangladesh played better than us, Hannibal, in March. On a serious note, Marcus Arthur mentioned if they want to stay because they have invested in Region League, so is it safe to say if they want a bit? No. Again, guys, anyone saying something like this, it doesn't matter who or she is, be it a journalist, be it a content creator, be it whatever, nobody knows what is going to happen. Nobody in the world. Even I do not know what's going to happen. We are all fishing, in troubled waters. So that's, therefore, no. How does he know that FA still want to stay? Have they made it public in some sort of way? That is my problem, no? In football, only victory matters. It's not league cricket. No, it doesn't, Zidane. Because this, at the moment, is rather about trying out things, practicing things, and what did we learn yesterday against Afghanistan? That we're a bad team, or what did we learn yesterday? Did we learn anything, right? Blue said it perfectly, right? We lost against Afghanistan last year, and we thought we are the worst in the world. Yesterday, we draw Afghanistan because we get to play the third place playoff. We're celebrating like we've done something great. It's just that we had a fluke victory. Let's be honest, we had a fluke victory against Tajikistan, right? 2 early goals within 13 minutes. The first one is real slapstick. I mean, they're not going to do that again now that he's trying to clear the ball off the line and hits his own player and then goes into the back of the net. Second one, opportunistic. And then what do we do for the rest of the game? Right? This is the reality. Why still our basic is poor, which I got from India's best again, like BFC and Reliance from the Shantanu, because our grassroots and youth coaching system, exposure, matches, all of that is bad. Again, we have a coach's problem, which the coaches blame other people, don't want to take the blame. That's one of our biggest problems at the moment. I see that we're not willing to accept that we have problems left, right, and center. It's always like, oh, he's at fault. But, grassroots and youth. Everyone involved in grassroots and youth should stand up. Again, you can put the blame on the ISL. You can put even the blame on the AIFF. You can put the blame even on the I League clubs. But at grassroots level, you're supposed to teach the kids the right thing, right? You don't see it in the senior team. You don't see it in any of the youth teams. We will lose with Oman. I'm being realistic. I know it, and I'm not sad. Says Zidane. U20 better football than senior team is a huge myth. Exactly. Rudro, that's the whole point, right? I was shocked to see the level of Oman. I thought, Bahrain. Yeah. People think U23 better. They should know that difference between U23 and senior team is the difference between heaven and hell. Yeah, Zidane, exactly. Good news for Indian football. U23 win national team third place players. U17 girls SAF champions. Supreme Court allowed some permission. Yeah, Football India. If you want to see it like that, then yeah. If we got more players in the match against Iran, so could India score a goal all the time because Takija scored 2 against them? No, Harsh. Well, who are the Mohun Bagan players who would made a difference? Apuya, right? So my point is, what's the difference? Tajikistan took the game. I saw a little bit yesterday. I was watching it in that second half. They were taking the game to Iran. Did we, even for 1 second, try to take the game towards Iran? Really? There's an attitude problem, but there's also a quality problem. I do feel instead of Khalid, Stephen would have done at least something in attacking sense. I agree, Rudro. What's your predicting for tomorrow's Qatar game and Oman game? One more. I would like tomorrow us to at least, again, what I would like and what I will get, I would like us at least to get a draw. A 1-1 would be really good tomorrow against Qatar in the under-23s game, but I fear we're most probably 2-0 or 3-0 most probably is coming. Against Oman, the same thing. I think it's going to be a 0-2 or 0-3. We're still surviving because Manolo's touches are still there. After a few months, we will not be able to connect basic passes, says Hannibal. What will CAS do if Churchill is not returning trophy? Aditya, that's not their problem. It's the problem of the AIFF. That is not a CAS matter. I think we should have taken Segat instead of Igor. Aditya, Segat wasn't even in the running at the time. Of course, they were better and they could have won exactly if odds were against us. Yeah. I think we struggled against Afghanistan because they played exactly how we played. Haram ball versus haram ball, into that quality they reignited. Did you watch yesterday's match? Where did Afghanistan play haram ball? Do you know the meaning of haram ball, Aditya, that you're throwing that word around? Afghanistan tried to play, but again, yeah. You said some players don't deserve. Who do you want in the squad apart from those already there? Naveed, if I see the players, if I see, for example, that one of our best players at the moment is Lalinzola Changte is not starting, then I know, and we don't have options. That's the first thing that I see. I still haven't asked a few people around why is Brandon Fernandes not in the squad, right? If yesterday Brandon Fernandes would have made some sort of difference. Otherwise, yeah. I mean, Rahim Ali was injured. The usual suspects. I mean, the one we've discussed this a few times. For example, Roshan. Roshan, to me, is an interesting question of why has Roshan not been picked, so to say, by Igor Stimac, by Manolo, and now even by Khalid. Do you think things would have different? Constantine or Habas would have be the coach? Yes, because coaches like Steven, coaches like Havas would have also worked on some of the basics, and they would have tried to give the team a certain structure and organization, because constant pressure on your defense is not going to work for you. That is another problem. Also, what do you think will happen if Estelle doesn't bid? Aditya, the season, again, options are that maybe the season might not happen. Right? There are people saying that certain entities might bid, but the question is, what are the bid documents? What are the bid requirements? And then we'll have most probably a conversation of where this whole thing goes. At the moment, there is no clarity. Let's wait. As I said, that 15th of September, hopefully a bid document will be made public in regard to what you need to fulfill, what figures are in that document, and then we'll see. Quick reminder, 37 of you watching, welcome here to arunfoot and here on YouTube. If you like what I'm talking with you about, do leave a like behind, share it with other people. And of course, if you're new, like the conversation, 12 likes so far. I think we can do better. And 2,885 subscribers. Thank you very much. So slowly, we're edging towards the 3,000 mark. I wonder why AIFF only get gems as coaches for Indian national men's football team, except few. Does the AIFF technical committee team really have technical people with the best suitable of applied? Kumar, simple answer, no. Right? You know, and I know that how they've now chosen coaches. Again, you set criteria and you don't follow the criteria. The only two visible players I can see hard work is Gurpreet Singh Sandhu and Sandesh Jhingan. Literally today, I'm worried what will happen if they retire too. Zidane, you saw what happens if Gurpreet is not there. Gurpreet also has made his mistakes, no doubt about it. But Gurpreet Singh Sandhu is of a different level. Sandesh has proven more than once that he's made of different something, and yeah, can't U23 have potential linked to be conditioned better with strengthening fitness technique and most of our game time with a good punch. Only then their potential justified with growth. Manmohan, yes, all of those points you mentioned, yes, but there are already deficiencies when it comes to technique. There are deficiencies in regard to tactics. And again, another thing that I've realized is that sometimes height seems to be an issue in the current crop. So yeah, let's see. If fans could not find anything, then they start blaming referee. I've seen people already start saying referee favor start tomorrow, including one renowned Indian football expert, and you know him. Rudra, I've said this: the referees aren't perfect, and this is nothing more, nothing less. But the point here is when we had referees on our side, let's say India versus FC Goa versus Al Seep, right? Penalty not given. India women's against Thailand, penalty not given for our opponents. So that's why let's see. Afghanistan mostly had upper hand against us, even in the 2015 SAF final. I was there; it was equal match. It was the SAF final. First half was equal until the goalkeeper red card. Nadeem, yeah, but the point is, there is a way of playing. And tell me, what was the game plan yesterday? What was the game plan? What was the idea? Were we trying to play football, or were we trying to just defend? We were playing anti-football yesterday. This is not even deep defending. This is not even park the bus. This is like getting the ball away. This is like this is football that kids play in an open park, right? You're too confident with Team Constant. The 2019 team took 4 years to build. It wasn't done in a day. Had many lows, including Goam loss for Stephen had prime as the prime. No, Naveed, no. Look at the Indian team in 2017 already, where it had its first peak, I would say. It was built, yes, but 2015, Stephen came in, right? So therefore, that doesn't work. But there was a plan, there was an idea behind it, right? And Stephen was not there for the first time. He came for a second time. That is the difference that you have to understand. UP girls team won the nationals thanks to Uttar Pradesh football Sangh. They got Haryana and UP team and conveniently avoiding goal scorers. In IWL, 2 for Kashi, who were Kashi origin. Only one Kashi origin player in KSA has got 5 goals. Yeah, it was old problem with state associations. ISL should consider national team make certain rules like minimum game time for under 23, U18 and academy players, certain position where we lack cam, midfield, centre forward, only one foreigner with more domestic players to boost growth. Manmohan, coaches will work around it. All these kind of ideas sound very nice in theory. Practically, I will work around, I will circumvent it. My job as a club coach, even as someone who manages a team, is to ensure that my team wins, my club wins, right? As bad as it might sound, my job is not to produce India players. That's a side product. That the same thing will be said by clubs in Europe, in North America, and South. Whoever says I'm producing players for my nation is trying to get brownie points. People don't understand why did Khalid Jamil succeed in actually because of foreigners. Here he doesn't have Javi Ananda Siveri who can create chances with long balls. Yeah, or Jordan Murray, whoever you want to add to the mix, right? And you don't have a Stephen Eze at the back. Whenever Khalid Jamil taken functioning team of Gerardno's team of Northeast United, see the Gerardno's built that nation well, or team suddenly Gerardno sacked. Yeah. Do you have hope the AIFF consider draft will be finalized before ban? Manmohan looks very tricky because the Sports Act or the National Sports Governance Act is an issue. And now I think the AIFF needs to look at how it can sort out, first of all, the tender. Let's see if a draft constitution of a kind comes out. That's the other question that the Federation and on the other side, not the Federation, but rather the Supreme Court needs to answer. And let's see. It's a very difficult thing. If OCI has a clear go, who stays in the current team, who comes in, like Ryan Williams and others? Manmohan, you could create a whole team of OCI players. The point is, you would have to get them in, trial out players, look at players, and then see what kind of team you can put together. Had the rules not been head-to-head, we would have seen our team landing in Delhi by tomorrow. Yeah? Very true, Yuvraj. Now, how do you see recent development in Assam that the state government introduced football as an elective subject in schools? Will this help, or more needs to be? If so, what at the state level? Anupam, we will have to see if kids actually select it. The question is, are you getting more kids to play? Right? If this works, it's great. The question is, can you get kids in Assam to show interest in football like you have in Mizoram, in Manipur, in Meghalaya, around them? Right? Even in Nagaland and Arunachal, I think the interest in football is bigger than it is in Assam. So any step taken by governments or state associations to try to increase participation of kids is a positive step. Now, are these kids just playing for recreation, or are we looking at talent development? That is then the next step. Akashi fan getting jersey from Germany is in the hands of AIFF. Yeah, I think that. Except 1-4 win against Afghanistan, 20 all matches against them were either draws or by a slim 1-goal lead. Yeah, Naveed, but even in tight matches, we played football yesterday. Again, anyone who's trying to tell me that we played football yesterday, sorry, there's no point of a discussion, right? That Afghanistan with its origin players has been a problem for us over the last 15 years. No doubt about it. We've lost matches to them, right? Not many, but we've lost matches to them. But the point here at the end of the day, we were playing yesterday not a third, fourth division German team. We were playing a third, fourth division Norwegian team. They're semi-pros amateurs. Some of these players are on 200 euros a month. They have a job. They're not even proper footballers. Last time we lost to them, we had 4 players at the time who were without, without clubs. So, I don't know. Can Kashi goes to cast as for promotion? Theoretically, yes. But then the question is who's framing the guidelines? Reliance is at the moment is out, right? So Reliance is not organizer of the league, it's the AIFF. The AIFF can say, listen, we've changed the rules. Even though we said the rules are different. So there are very, very, very difficult, Now the Afghanistan is dominating left, right, and center. I was amazed how they played with ball. They played football. We played random, putting long ball and pushing the ball. Yeah, come on. We didn't play football. That's the point. The Zisa must be thinking we lost to these. Sorry if someone doesn't like. Yeah, Raj. Yeah. The structure of international football is such that you have to win matches other than friendly. So ultra defensive won't work. Italy did so, but they always had brilliant strikers. And Ochu, don't forget that Italy has not qualified for a World Cup in some time, right? 500 million USD is like buying a super yacht from Barney's. They don't care, says Hannibal. We did figure out something, the players who just aren't good enough. Yeah, but I could have told you beforehand. Again, that is what I'm saying. That is the job of the national coach to know. If I am going to say, oh, this player, again, there are talented players who you might think of bringing in. But if you're bringing in random players where you think, where did XYZ come from suddenly? How did he become an Indian national team player? I don't know. It's to me, it's very, very awkward. People say being Indian football fan is tough. Imagine being a fan of Indian national team and Kashi both together. Yuvraj, I've even had a worse combination. I was telling a friend of mine who is, who supports the Indian national team, and he's a Man United fan at the moment. So I think being Inter Kashi and Indian national team is not as bad. Maybe United, Man United and India might be, and on top of it, if you could combine maybe East Bengal, that is like, not easy to be a football fan then. Was the Tajik goalkeeper even the regular starter? No, he wasn't. We learned that there is still striker gap. We need all midfielders and forwards to go blazing guns, at least. If defeat, I want to see it happen. Zidane, yeah, but with the way that the coach has picked his squad, the way that he's picked the players, the way he's not utilized players, right? You have football playing, let's see. We will lose both matches in October, and fans hopefully realize that the coach is just not good enough, says Rudro. Coach, quality and lack of game time for a youngster. Okay, Hannibal. Victory is victory, Dada. There is nothing called fluke. When we win, need to accept that we won. Winning matters, nothing else. No, Chan. This is exactly what is the problem, right? So if you don't recognize what your problems are, if you don't recognize who you can call on, who you can bank on, then it is no point of having, that's the problem. Victory is so useless to say, because it was a fluke against Tajikistan at the end of the day, right? Because we are here to try out things. What are we trying out? We're playing ultra defensive against Afghanistan. What are we trying? We have to win against Singapore. We have to win against Bangladesh. We have to win against Hong Kong. Are we playing ultra defensive against Afghanistan? No attempts, So winning matters. I'm fine with that. But playing like this, you're not going to win games because you don't have chances. That is what needs to be understood. AFC Pro license should be mandatory in grassroots. No, Zidane, Pro license is for top level football. A D license is more than enough. The licensing is not the problem. The problem is, what are the coaches implementing? Again, the licensing is not the problem, right? Maybe the licensing needs to be tougher, right, rather than easier. That might be a topic to discuss. But the problem at the end of the day is, right, where are we? What are we teaching the kids? Keep on criticizing info like crybaby, we will believe and support our football. No, you don't, Rahul. This is the proof. So many of you are exposing yourselves with your understanding and so-called knowledge of things which you don't understand. I'm not a crybaby. I criticize point by point, and most of the time when I say something, it is right. The problem is very, very simple, right? If you don't want to introspect, if you don't want to ask for accountability, then say, we believe in. No, you don't believe in support Indian football. If you believe in Indian football and support Indian football, then you need to ask questions. You just can't say, like, things are fine, things are great. They're not. India scored 2 goals, which were from set pieces, and important from defenders Sandesh, Rahul Bek, and Anwar Webs, and more goal scoring sense than the forwards. They take a shot. And there you answer one of the other questions. Our attacking unit was non-existent in 3 matches, right? People wanted Mahesh Naurem and Jitin MS to play after their performance against Iran, right? And I said no. And they proved why they don't deserve to be starters at the moment. Mahesh, I'm really disappointed, because I feel that Mahesh has something in him. If we can show it, then it's good. But he's not showing it. Constant lost to Oman 3-0 away and 2-1 at home. Yeah, nothing, Brett. What? So we're going to dissect every result? Abbas would have won our seconds Afghans. You don't know. Afghanistan coach Vinicius said he will only return India as head coach in Ashton. How did his Afghanistan team play? Given the current team, given the resources, they were better than us, right? Roshan was not given game time because not a Muslim. Hannibal, don't start that conversation. So what would you say before that with the other coaches? I don't think that's an appropriate assumption. Can't AIFF run the league? Why are they so incompetent? Manmohan, they can't run the league. Look at what they've been doing with the I-League. Supposedly the women's thing is supposed to start off in September. Now they're saying they start in November. And they're clashing the league most probably with the under-20s Asian Cup, Women's Asian Cup. So no, if we lose against Singapore, then we should definitely get banned, says Hannibal. Only way to qualify for the AFC Asian Cup is to win all 4 matches. We're playing like this. I'm getting heart attacks, Hannibal. In 20-30 days, enough for a potential bidder to understand the market and prepare a proper bid for Indian football commercial deal. But the question is, what is the money on the table? And the problem is, again, my question is, who's going to bid? Who's going to show up? I mean, anyone serious looking at the current scenario, and ask someone just to Google things about Indian football. I don't think you'll find much positive things about Indian football in the last few weeks and months, right? You'll say, hey, on the field, yeah, it looks good now, right? But off the field, it's a disaster. And commercially, to make Indian football successful, you will have to take radical steps. And let's see what happens. But I think you can understand and recognize where we stand. My mental health is absolutely gone to drains after Khalid Jamil's appointment, says Hannibal. Again, the same quota allegations. First team match, go MB quota under Manolo. Now this. Raj, the allegations are going to be there and we'll have to live with it. I don't take it seriously. And there was this AIFF Masters Program collab with Spanish club. Yeah, I remember. I think Maimon CF Cadiz. Hi, Fian. Later, no news. I was so close to joining. Is it a scam? Was it worth it for those who joined? I actually don't know anyone who's actually been part of that program, to be very honest. So, I don't know. Was it a scam? Was it not a scam? Was it worthwhile? One would have to find people who've been part of that course. So I don't know anyone, to be honest, who's part of the course. So I can't say what it was. I mentioned Jem Sagas in the past comment of Kikumar. Wasn't Baichung who suggested bringing Stephen Constant as coach in 2014? No. Breaking first-year Saudi Public Investment Fund, who also owns majority stake in Newcastle, has made a bid for ISL, right? Imagine the scenes when one reads it, then the alarm bells. Alarm rings, dream was over. Yeah. 7, yes, Germany defeated Voldemort the price tag. Voldemort the price tag is insane. I mean, forget Voldemort the price tag. Alexander Isak, Wirtz, I look at Cunha. Cunha failed at Leipzig and was literally thrown out. So all these prices being put into the market, especially by the Premier League, are just insane. And Germany's defeat, Slovakia was better. Germany didn't show. Germany's problem at the moment is, and has been for a while, is that Germany is one of the most talented teams in the world of football. And I stick to that point. Someone said to me, Germany doesn't have talent or is not good enough. They're just average. No, they're not. This is a very, very good team. But somehow or the other, it's not clicking. It is simply not clicking. Right? And that is... so therefore, for me, it was pathetic to see that game. Germany yesterday was... I mean, seeing in the afternoon India play that way, we're like, oh God, that was bad. And then Germany, the way they played, and think like, you have potential. And that hurts even more. With India, I know we lack potential at the moment. You can be a little bit better than this, but yeah, that's where we start. Germany should be one of the best teams in the world, right? And why Mohan Subajan public-facing official handles salty about India winning posts, draws, and losses, but not wins? Is that direct alliance? AIFF, is this healthy? I've under my national team. Anupam, I don't bother about these social media posts again, and this is the problem, right? We care a lot about what is all happening on social media. And again, yes, there is a problem between AIFF and Mohun Bagan Supergiant, yeah, that's something. Let's see. Danish Farooq over Roshan. Oh, Raj, no chance. I saw low block against Zidane. Was it low block? And that's the question. In my point of view, even Stephen couldn't have made difference because our players are still stuck in 2018. And rest have moved forward. We lack behind. See first touches of player, no basics. Yeah, but Raj, you work in training to find solutions. What was the solution yesterday? Bang the ball forward. Again, Stephen and Bob used to do that in their first stints as well in the early 2000s and mid and late 2000s, right? But there was a plan that the wing backs used to get the ball to the wingers used to go up to front, cross the ball in, and then Sunil, Baichung, Abhishek Yadav, whoever was there, later on Robin Singh, bam, 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 right? That was a plan. There was a plan. Or you had NP Pradeep. They used to call him the Steven Gerrard of India. Pradeep used to run up and down, up and down, up and down, right, with the ball. At the moment, there is no game plan, and that is something of a problem. You have to work on the basics on one side, and then you have to work on, hey, what can be my realistic game plan? So what if new constitution says that new elections happen at AIFF, some of the state affairs election must happen to a respective term? Will that too be case for third-party interference? So, Yuvraj, if you've heard the Supreme Court reactions to the state affairs intervention, so to say, the state affairs don't fall under the pyramid of the new National Sports Governance Bill at the moment, and it will be fought out. So that is not happening first. If the Supreme Court calls on elections in the AIFF, it is third-party interference. Period. I hear some not practical ideas from fans. India should leave SAF and join ASEAN CAFA. We should change rules and don't allow foreign players in striker position. It's not going to happen. How are you going to restrict, again, we're not joining any other. Again, we are, again, these ideas for fans, sorry, is la la land. Not happening. And not allowing foreign players or putting on under 23 players, under 21 players. Listen, the coaches used to work around it, right? For example, I remember that in was it I League or was it Calcutta Football League? You had an under 23 rule. Under 21 rule. They put on players for 5 minutes, subbed them off, and then brought on someone else after 5-7 minutes. What does even national team think about Khalid Jamil? No plan, only win the second ball and then kick forward. Well, I think there is some of these guys who are, they have to make up numbers. Had it not been head-to-head, we might have went for a win yesterday, a draw or win in the end was same for us. Nadeem, are you really that naive to think what you're saying in this, what you've written over there? Do you really believe that? Do you think that Khalid Jamil has a plan B of an attacking something? How do you know that Tajikistan will not beat Iran? They could have actually, in the end, yesterday. What would you have done then? We didn't have a plan. You never go. If someone goes for a draw, you have already lost in your head. And this talks about the psychology of the coach, of every coach who goes in with the mindset of I want to get a draw. Right? Is Afghanistan the bogey team for us? Kundan, it seems to be they're becoming one, right? Considering recent Indian football history, I feel Bangalore FC in I-League was the most professional team. Even now, U23 major is Karabas FC and Bangalore FC, Edmund Roshan, Fana, Ashik, Shiva, and so many more. Yeah. Yeah, Manmohan. Nothing much to say. Hey, Roshan, does this performance in the national team get promoted to CAFA to be invited again? I think Roshan, yes. But the question is, will they invite the same team every time, or will they invite different teams? That's the question, right? So again, I think as Indian football fans, we don't mind being invited again. But, Yuvraj, as an answer to her, we were criticized because we are victims of this whatever show, and we're involved physically and mentally into the system rather than watching Messiah reels on Instagram and commenting here to get spanked. Yeah, thanks. Hope is what keeps us alive, and I hope we can beat Qatar tomorrow, though we might draw or lose. At least we must fight for the win. Yeah, but I agree with you. You just cannot rely on set pieces to score goals and defend all 90 minutes. With this, we won't go anywhere. We might get one or two fluke wins, but in long term, this is just not possible. Yeah, RSC game, 100%. Take the Northeast states, like what's left for Indian football? Do we have a state generally working for the sport? Just scans, you should see Bangalore football stadium condition. Manmohan, there are different reasons why the stadiums of what it is, right? I would say Mizoram doing a great job, have been doing a great job actually over the last 15 years to be where they are. And Meghalaya now doing a lot. Arunachal, Nagaland talking about it. Manipur, despite all the problems, they're still producing players. Yeah. I think we have a player pool of 100 plus players playing football professionally. Well, yes. Yeah, we've got more than 100 easily. But Italy are also champions of Euro 2020. Nadeem, they didn't qualify for the World Cup, right? Yes, Euro, great, but they didn't qualify for a World Cup. Do you feel that Coach Esther was being overly conservative, that the instruction to go for the kill was lacking? Go for what kill? Kundam, there was no kill. There was just a defensive setup. There is no strategy. When will people get it into their mind, right, that this coach has a plan B? And if whenever he has a plan B, as he did against Iran, he concedes a goal after 5 minutes. I'm a Man United and India fan. Oops, Kundan, sorry to see that. Some people need to surely come out of last. And that's the problem. The Tajikistan thing, so people really think here that our players have the abilities and our managers have the plan to execute a win. Yuvraj, very well said. Did the crash course happen for the strikers, or is it before Singapore games? Nadeem, if crash course happened during the current camp and before going to CAFA, then whoever gave the crash course needs to be changed. I think then someone else needs to come forward and do a crash course with the strikers or attacking players. I would widen it. Do not do just a crash course for strikers. Do it for all our attacking players. So we have 3 people in Akashi who are Indian national team fan, Kashi fan, and United fans. Not easy life as a football fan. From what I heard, most players in U23 are from RFTL, also played in next gen tournament, will get impacted if RFTL's exit from ISL confirmed. You saw Kenny arrows and Andy mitigate. No, Anupam, where are the Indian arrows? The Indian arrows don't exist, right? I don't know where you're getting the Indian arrows suddenly from, but we don't have the Indian arrows anymore, sadly. So at the moment, if Reliance pull out completely, there is no Reliance Foundation Development League. All of that is dead. In the final match, must go all out no matter the margin of win or defeat. Kundan, let's see if the coach changes something. Why Man United is not getting out of declining phase of decades of success? Declining phase will still go on. Kumar, because you have to be patient. I compare Man United with an East Bengal in that way. You're desperate because your closest rivals are, for United it is City and Liverpool are winning not only the national trophy but even Champions League, and for East Bengal it is Mohun Bagan's success, right? So you have to build year on year. You cannot force it, and they've been forcing it, making changes, and actually it made matters worse rather than better. Oh no, we forgot the combination B for Bay fan, Kerala Blasters fan, and Indian football team fan. Roshan, not an easy one. Borussia Dortmund, Blasters, and India. Yeah, also a tough combo. Winning is a win by fluke or whatever, but we have to assess for a long-term thing. Win, we all want it to happen, but you have to really prove that the win is part of a plan on consistent terms. Yuvraj, that's a very important point. This is something to try out, right? And what did we see in the 3 matches so far? That we're being outplayed by every opponent, that we are not creating anything, that our defenders are set pieces. Yes, okay, if our set pieces are good, great. But our set pieces were only great against Tajikistan. They were not good against Iran, and forget them against Afghanistan. This season, I-League would be great. Malabarians, Diamond Harbour, Srinidhi, Inter Kashi, Churchill Brothers, the Mizo Derby, Lajong, Kashmir. Nadeem, let's see. I think as long as the ISL's future is not decided, there is no question of even talking about I-League. But again, that is, a lot of people don't want to hear that and understand it. If you can tell us before, then why don't you tell who is deserving of national team camp? Who should be a striker if Sunchit isn't there, midfielder if Apuya isn't there, basically India B team. Pranjal, if I look at it, if I like it or not, I think we need to persist with Irfan Yadwad. I think Irfan Yadwad or Rahim Ali to me are my most likely options as that. But I need to find space for a Changte. If Apuya isn't there, Suresh, Nikhil Prabhu most probably are my combo. Nikhil Prabhu has done okay, so therefore, yeah, what to say, so Nikhil Prabhu is most probably one of my choices, more than even Jeekson. Jeekson is sadly not, yeah, but striker, we have a problem, and we need to persist with the players. Okay, Indian football is in bad spot, but it's not because of tactics. Even with Havas, whom I consider club coach, then they'll not be able to stop us. That goal scoring would still be a problem. Naveed, it's just the way we play. And Constantine teams or Habas teams might play dodgy football, but you see a plan behind it, right? You see a plan behind what these guys are trying to do. And the advantage is that these guys have so much of experience within Indian football with these players also, that they will try and find short-term solutions for a long-term problem. My only concern was when we were talking about the national team coach, when Manolo said, I'm leaving, the qualifiers for the AFC Asian Cup. Nothing more, nothing less. That is my most important thing, So therefore, it's a short-term plan. If it doesn't work, or it didn't work, I would have said next summer, bring in someone and then at least plan until the next cycle of FIFA World Cup and AFC Asian Cup qualifiers for 2030 and 2031. But they know what to do. Khalid is in a position where he has to find his feet. He has a certain way of operating and working. And if you know how he works and operates, then you will never choose him to become and come to this position. If you think that Tajikistan was a success of Khalid Jamil, I think most important, you have to say Gurpreet wanted to prove a point that he is India number one, and he's proved it in all 3 matches, right? If he does make that handed save in the 71st minute yesterday, Afghanistan win, even that long ranger in the first half. And yeah, mentality players. And my mentality players are Sandesh Jhingan and Rahul Beke. The former Lord Beke is now a key player for us. I guess I tried to answer it. I feel Ashley West was a great choice back then. Yeah, Manmohan. India cannot create chances, cannot break 90% of low block defensive teams. Yeah, that's a reality. And I guess can do better against Syrian Asian Cup. He created one of the 2 good chances. Roshan, but the problem is that you have to go back, I don't know, 17, 18, 20 months. So that's the thing. Say majority of Indian national team are either glory hunters or senseless chaps who have learned football from reels. Many are emotional and not analytical. I'm fine with the emotion, honestly, but it needs to make sense, what we're speaking and talking. Yeah, I understood. Hannibal thinks a federation will let us wait till Singapore game to get us banned. Luckily, the AFC and FIFA have been nice to us. To not say September 30th as cutoff date, which they could have done. right? They could have done that. They have given us an extra month. Instead of giving us, from today, it would have been 25 days and say, listen, by that date, get your house in order. No, they've given us an extra month. And let's see. So therefore, the 2 Singapore matches are happening. The first round of AFC Champions League 2 matches are happening. And then the rest, let's see. Slovakia, yeah, Kundam, terrible. Slovakia showed character. Germany didn't. Simple. If they bid for yearly money to AIFF for ISL license top tier league of the country, if ISL lives, can they still propose the 40 partnership with new entity? Anupam, I don't know. Honestly, I don't want to go into that speculative phase. To me, it needs sorting. And there are options on the table. So let's see. Is it really true, Saudi? No, Utsav. Yuvraj, again, and this is the danger. Yuvraj made a joke, and maybe someone's going to read this, and I'm sure this Yuvraj, someone's going to make a caption of this and put it out, and most probably already, maybe it's already trending. Trending on whatever that the Saudi PIF is investing into Indian football. Current situation, poor run of the teams will eventually make fans frustrated more than it usually is. It will be very difficult to rebuild with this running AIFF as they eventually qualified to run. Manmohan, the problem is in this whole situation is, what did we get? We got certain level of false hope after the Tajikistan game. I still think that we glorified a 3-0 loss against Iran. I still think, on a better day, Iran can destroy us, even with that team. Just think about them, and yeah, let's see. And then I think Germany. Utsav, I think we have had strikers. The question is, and I don't think it is a question of the striker. It's a question of how you want to finish your chances. Germany plays around too much around the box. There needs to be a direct one. Suggest the crash course Yojana for Germany. Yuvraj, I think we're good. He was mentioned Steven from Poland, not Steven Constantine. There is no Steven from Poland. It was Steven from Slovakia. I would request people to see the Asian Cup 2011 matches. Yes, we lost all of them, but that was the phase, and India adopting a style similar to national football. Yeah, and we were fighting. Khalid should not be criticized right now. 10 days camp without full squad. I don't think he should be blamed about anything, even if we had lost against Afghanistan. Shujal, no, sorry. He takes all the blame because he's playing as expected. It doesn't matter to me, and to me, it doesn't matter if he had the players at his disposal. They would have played the same way yesterday. That is what you need to understand, right? What do you think, Khalid? When he says, Carabas is new training. Good, Pablo's animation, good that they're doing that. Hey সুব্রত, কেমন আছো? I'm good. আমার একটা কোয়েশ্চেন ছিল, আমি ইন্ডিয়ান ন্যাশনাল টিম ড্রস ডিফিট দেখেছি, কিন্তু এরকম আনউইলিং ডিসকাস্টিং পাড়া ফুটবল খেলতে কখনো দেখিনি, স্পেশালি আফগানিস্তান ম্যাচেস ইজ না একটা ফাইট দিল ইরানকে. সুব্রত is asking or pointing out, and সুব্রত, I agree with you. মানে I fully agree. And to me, yesterday's match was honestly, this is the worst I've seen an Indian football team play, because there was nothing in there. We were defending and nothing else. Assam introduced football as an elective subject in school. Devajyoti, let's good. Devajyoti is good. Let's see what impact it has. Good night, Yuvraj. Thanks for joining in. It's like the 70s, 80s, 90s again. National team is poor. Is one spending the most. Deja vu. Should it? Yeah, in that way it is. I'm not a technical person. I've seen all the last 3 matches. Actually, we don't have 8 more Anwar or 8 more Sandesh or more Gupta than the final 11. Vishwajit, you need different characters. 8 more of these players will not work. Maybe from a mentality standpoint, yes, but we need footballers for those positions. I don't understand this opportunity to put results over performance in national football, that too in Indian football. I have no problem if we get results by playing long ball. Yeah, but Chucho, we are not playing football, no? That is the problem. I don't understand simply why can't our players make an overlap run and put the ball into the box or just rotate the ball around the box and take a shot? You've asked the question because this is what you need to work on in training, and we're not doing that. I Busta Palamna, why Changte is not starting for Khalid. Iran looks very average, similar to Manvir. Irfan looks average, similar to Manvir. Even Constant had the try to counter when Manvir is done with. Why another ISO coach? Shubhata, because Irfan needs time, but you need to work on him. People should not forget 2 years ago, Irfan was playing I League 2 at Bangalore United. You know, 5 years of steam match went into he telling us, oh, we're trying to play a certain kind of football, and God, I was fed up with it from losing Oman 6-0 to Afghanistan 2-1. I just can't take it. Yeah, but you know, Khalid's going to tell you nothing, but we're going to play ultra defensive against everybody, right? We're now going to play ultra defensive even against small teams. I don't understand Khalid's tactics in AFC qualifiers. They had to score goals for qualifiers, and why teams play so defensive in Afghanistan, because against Oman, you can't play attacking football. Kunal, that is the point. Very well said. We don't qualify for Asian Cup. Would AIFF sack him or give him another year? Utsav, he has a 2-year contract. The AIFF has signed a 2-year contract and optional third. The match against Afghanistan was the worst ever international match played by India tactics-wise. Nishwajit, yes. As bad as it sounds, but I fully agree with you on this point. We were very, very, very poor. We were very, very, very bad. Right? Yeah. India would have lost all 3 matches without Gurpreet. Pablo's animation 100%. India versus San Marino, who wins? Just a funny question. I don't know. In this current setup, Gurpreet Singh Sandhu, Sandesh, Rahul, and Anwar are the only ones deserving of national team call-up. Yeah, well, I don't think so. I would still say, Suresh, Nikhil, Prabhu, at least are trying their bit. No? Even a Vikram, at least his fighting spirit defensively, attacking wise, let's not talk about it, but at least defensively was trying. Another one, Khalid as Indian football team striker, not as head coach, because we will get goals from the Indian box to opposite. Next direct goal. Okay. Add Mahesh and Apuya. No, I would not add Mahesh to it. Apuya, yes, but we're talking about current players. Rahim Ali, if you teach him to shoot, sure. Ranjal, I think Rahim Ali can shoot. I've seen him in younger days, so let's see. My thinking, I just thought FS Darren clubs form a joint entity and bid for rights. Yeah. Nadeem, why? Why? It was proposed, AIFF has turned it down, and even the clubs have not shown an interest to work together with FSL to be rights holders. I don't know why Khalid not bring Roshan so early when we need goal. That's the benefit of playing too much defense against lower ranked teams. Yes, Kunal, that's the problem. Okay. With an average of 30 viewers, this has been a good stream. Valid points, frustrating days, and can't keep thinking about Indian football. But on the good inputs, more content, please. Manmohan, I'm trying to do my stuff. Thanks a lot for joining in. Good night. See you. Gokul posted that they're partnered with Reporter to bring Argentina to Kerala. Yeah, great. But, what value will it have for Indian football? Some foreign entity comes in and wins bid, will it affect us somehow? Raj, why not? Why? Again, anyone who has football sense, understanding, taking up the rights, I'll be fine with that. Right? We need someone with a little bit of understanding to come in, because I don't see it within India being there. Right? Or if it is there, is that entity or person willing to take up the rights? So we've got a lot of problems, a lot of issues, which we need to sort, and it is not easy. So yeah, let's wait and see what happens on that front. Right, 1 hour and nearly 20 minutes. Once more a reminder, sorry, I should rather say, like, share, and subscribe. arunfoot here on YouTube. Today, 20 likes on this video. I think we can do a little better. 2,885 subscribers. As I said, thanks a lot. We're growing. Please watch the shorter videos that I make on a regular basis. Looking forward to doing a live watch along tomorrow of the India versus Qatar game in the under 23s. And I'll do Surely a watch along on Monday of the India versus Oman match in the third place playoff. So doing 2 more live streams or watch alongs, as I say. So do support the channel, and again, hype the videos, hype the short ones. I've seen, that the shorter videos are also getting more views. So thanks a lot for that, and I need your support. Khalid only has plan A. It's defensive, only defensive. Yeah, it's not even defensive. It's ultra defensive. So International Cup India, Unas Kanna kon band kar diya. Kundan, we don't have anything. Now some Khalid fans demanding of sacking him. Interesting. Raj, I have a lot of fans who have a certain opinion, and then the thing doesn't work out, then they change their opinion. Would like to see progressive, tactically good gameplay, but losing or playing like with Afghanistan qualifiers, somehow getting away with wins and qualifying, one or the other. I would take the second. Anupam, I'll take the second. But the problem is, if we play like yesterday, you at least need to create 2 or 3 good chances to at least score 1 goal. You can get away with that. But we are not even trying that. People stop backing former players like Raheem, Manvir, Liston. They can't shoot. They get enough chances in their lives to prove every time they fail. People compare Amazon to Constantine is crime. Shubhato, but the problem is Raheem, Manvir, Liston at least will give you something. Right? I'll guarantee you any day a defender cannot score headers. That was luckiest day to score against Kazakhstan. Any other day will not score. Yeah, Kumar, maybe. Khalid Jamil tried to play with the ball distributing CDM and lost to All India HFC. Acha, Hyderabad FC, yeah. Does I still pick Liston Manvir? Senior, yes. We don't have options, basically. Do you want to pick Jitin Ramesh? Do you want to pick Manvir Jr.? I don't know. Oman match is proper bashing we will get on that. Let's see, Kumar. Things are bad when right back when and his fans also hits college. India, Lithuania, Andorra, Samira would be a great tournament. Yeah, but will never happen, Kundan. So therefore, nothing to dream about. Right, 1 hour 23 minutes past. Once more reminder, please like, share, and subscribe. I will be back tomorrow evening with a live watch along of the Qatar versus India under 23 match. As I said on Monday, watch the Oman versus India game. So doing 2 more lives, watch alongs, and yeah. So Manvir Senior with Jitin Y. So Kundan, did you see him play yesterday? So my question is, if you please, international football, Manvir Jr., Jitin MS, Danish Farouk, no, and even starting, that's even worse. You don't have much choice, do you? That's the point. That's why we have to go back to the players who have at least got a little bit of quality. After this match, so-called elite ball knowledge people made him God, and some of them taunted me. This is Khalid era. I was, and will be on my words. Khalid can't be overconfident. Never, Raj. Never, 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 never. So therefore, it was a train wreck to happen. It has happened, and therefore, the less we speak about it, the better. Right. Thanks a lot. I'll catch you tomorrow night with a late live. And I said, like, share, and subscribe. Watch the short videos, hype the videos here, and thanks as always for your support. Good night.